doesn't start with a lie. It starts with a shift, a silence, a flicker of distance you can't quite name. He's still there, but something is missing. His warmth, his presence, his gaze. And deep inside, you feel it. You always feel it. Carl Jung once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." But sometimes the hardest thing is accepting the truth about someone you love. This isn't a list of accusations. This is a guide for the woman who's felt the shift, but keeps second-guessing her intuition. Because when a man is hiding another woman, his soul starts to speak in subtle psychological signs. Let's break the silence. Sign 1. His presence becomes transactional. He used to be present, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. But now, he feels like a machine. The way he texts you, answers you, even touches you, it's mechanical. Not cruel, not aggressive, just hollow, like he's ticking boxes to keep you pacified while his heart is elsewhere. This isn't just detachment, it's psychological compartmentalization. Jung would say he's split between two selves. The mask he wears for you, and the truth he hides for her. If you feel like you're no longer connecting to his essence, only his surface, that's your first sign. Sign 2, his schedule suddenly becomes vague. He used to tell you where he was going. Now it's always just out, or don't worry about it. The details become blurry. Timelines don't match. He says he's at one place, but the background noise doesn't align. This isn't just forgetfulness, it's concealment. Because when someone's hiding another woman, time becomes something they must control and distort. It's not that he has less time, it's that he's investing it elsewhere, and he doesn't want you to notice the subtraction. Sign 3, he over-explains simple things. Ironically, liars often say too much, not too little. He gives long, nervous explanations for small things. A simple delay turns into a whole story, with unnecessary details, shifting tones, and too many pauses. Why? Because guilt creates a need to appear honest. But authenticity doesn't babble, it speaks simply. If you start to feel like you're being fed a script, not a conversation, trust your body. It hears the dissonance your mind tries to rationalize. Sign 4, he becomes irritated by your innocent questions. You ask, "Where were you?" And he flinches, not because he's tired, but because you've brushed up against his secret. When a man is hiding something, even your curiosity becomes a threat. He'll call you controlling, paranoid, insecure. Not because you are, but because your questions expose the cracks. Jung called this projection. He deflects the discomfort he feels by making you doubt your own. If you're walking on eggshells just to keep him from snapping, ask yourself, why does honesty make him so defensive? Sign 5, he stops noticing you but seems preoccupied. He used to compliment your hair. Notice your moods. Hold your hand. Now you could dress like a goddess, and he'd barely look up. But here's the subtle twist. He seems preoccupied, distracted, like his mind is somewhere else. And often it is. The attention once reserved for you is now scattered, and the emptiness you feel in his presence isn't your imagination. It's your soul sensing the shift in his focus. You're not too sensitive. You're tuned in. Sign 6, he suddenly cares more about his appearance. A change in grooming habits isn't always suspicious. But when it's sudden and paired with distance, it speaks volumes. He starts wearing cologne again, dresses better, spends longer in the mirror. Yet strangely, it's not for you. He doesn't ask for your opinion. He doesn't light up when you notice. Because the mirror isn't for your eyes anymore. There's someone else in his mind now, and his reflection is no longer shaped by your gaze. Sign 7, he becomes protective of his phone. A phone used to be just a phone. Now it's a fortress. He flips its screen down, takes it into the bathroom, jumps when you're near it. He may say you're overthinking, but your nervous system knows better. The need for secrecy is the fruit of a split allegiance. When transparency becomes tension, it's not the question that's the problem. It's the answer he's afraid you'll find. Sign 8, his words. Say one thing, but his energy says another. He still says, "I love you," but it feels performative, empty. There's a tone shift. His voice used to carry warmth. Now it feels scripted, like he's reading a line from memory. not from emotion. Carl Jung called this the persona, the mask we wear to survive or deceive. And when love is no longer felt, that mask starts to crack. Words are cheap when energy doesn't follow. And your soul, intuitive, intelligent, always knows when love is no longer real. Sign 9. Physical intimacy changes in strange ways. He may withdraw, or oddly, become more sexual, but with a different energy. Detached, dominant, almost like he's acting out a scene from somewhere else. The rhythm of his body no longer matches yours. The tenderness is gone. The connection replaced with intensity or absence. Physical intimacy reveals emotional truth. And when another woman enters his orbit, you feel it in the way he touches you or refuses to. Sign 10. You feel deeply alone, even when he's right next to you. This is the most painful sign. And the hardest to explain. You're not alone because he's gone. You're alone because he's emotionally evacuated, but left his body behind. He laughs at the right moments, plays the role. But your heart knows the difference between presence and performance. Jung believed the psyche will send distress signals when our truth is being ignored. That inner ache you feel, it's your higher self whispering, you deserve more than this silence. If you're watching this with tears in your eyes, it's not because of these 10 signs. It's because deep down, you already knew. This isn't about catching him. It's about catching yourself. Before you betray your intuition again, you don't need proof to honor your truth. You don't need a confession to walk away with dignity. You don't need him to admit anything, because your soul already has. Carl Jung said, your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams? Who looks inside awakens. This is your awakening. If this message touched something deep in you, hit the like button and share this with someone who needs it. You're not crazy. You're not overthinking. You're awakening to the truth you've silenced for too long. Comment below. Which of these signs spoke the loudest to your heart? I read every story. You are not alone. Subscribe for more deep soul-healing content rooted in psychology, shadow work, and emotional rebirth. Your truth is sacred, and it's time you stop apologizing for it.